Good morning, students. In class 6th, you studied about ancient history of India, and now in class 7th, you will study medieval history. Medieval period in India starts with Turkish invasions, means entry of Turks in India. Now we will see this flow learning. In ancient period, you studied about Mauryan dynasty and Gupta dynasty. Gupta dynasty played an important role in the introduction of feudalism in India. Indian feudalism refers to the India's social structure. The hierarchies of this structure were king, landed aristocracy or feudal lords, forced labor or slavery. It depends on the ties of obedience and fragmentation of royal authority, means power of king was decentralized. So in this era of feudalism, after the death of Harshvardhan of Gupta dynasty, North India witnessed the beginning of the regional identities that took deep root in course of time and gradually led to growth of many small kingdoms. These small kingdoms were ruled by feudal lords. So this was the period of political instability or political vacuum. You know that united we stand, divided we fall. This political vacuum and wealth of India offered the perfect opportunity for foreign invaders to raid and invade India. Arabs were the first who came to India for trade in 7th century. Here it is necessary to know about Arab and Turks. In chapter 3, you studied about Umayyad dynasty, the Arab Empire in Iraq, present-day Iraq. Arab arrived at the coastal regions of India and soon the wealth of India attracted them. Meanwhile, when some pirates of Sindh plundered Arab ships carried gifts for Caliph or Baghdad, the angry Arabs attacked on the king of Sindh, Dahir. Under the leadership of Muhammad bin Qasim, the commander of Umayyad dynasty, they captured Sindh and Multan in 712 CE. The most significant impact of the invasion of Sindh by Arabs was the advent of Islam in North India. In India, Rajput kings were fighting among themselves for the possession of princely estates during 11th and 12th century. Meanwhile, after the Abbasid dynasty, Arab Empire began to disintegrate into pieces because of the purchase of Turkish slaves to manage the empire. Ghazni was the son of the Turkish slave and became the ruler of Ghazni. And after Ghazni, Muhammad Ghori became the Sultan of Ghaznavid Empire. Now we will see about Mahmud of Ghazni. Ghaznavid Empire was succeeded by the Ghor. Now we will see about Mahmud of Ghazni. Mahmud Ghazni became the ruler of Ghazni in 971 CE. It was the time of many big and small kingdoms and samantas in India. Mahmud Ghazni took advantage of this political turmoil of disturbances and carried out a series of invasions in India. Now question is, why did he want to come to India? He did not want to rule over India. His ambition was to expand his kingdom in Iran, Afghanistan and Khorasan by defeating the other Turkish rulers. If he did not want to rule over India, then why did he fight with Indian rulers? Answer is, India was popular for its wealth and prosperity at that time. He fought with the rulers of India because he wanted to collect wealth from India to build his army and his capital, Ghazni. For this purpose, he attacked over different Indian kingdoms, especially Rajput kingdoms, 17 times between 1000 CE to 1025 CE. Every time he plundered these kingdoms and returned back Ghazni with vast booty. In this series of invasions, he plundered many temples of India also. Let's begin to see his important invasions. He first invaded modern-day Afghanistan and Pakistan in 1001 CE and defeated, captured and released the Shahi ruler Jaipal. In 1006, he invaded Multan. During this time, Anandpal attacked on him. In 1011, Ghazni invaded Nagarkot in Punjab Hills. In 1013, this was his 8th expedition into present-day Pakistan and eastern Afghanistan, and the Shahi kingdom under Anandpal was defeated by Ghazni. In 1018, he attacked on Mathura, and a number of rulers including Chandrapal were defeated. In 1021, he conquered Kannauj by defeating Kannauj king Chandela Ganda. In 1023, Gwalior was invaded and conquered by Ghazni. In 1025, he attacked on Somnath temple in Gujarat. The Hindus fought very bravely. However, after 3 days of fight, Mahmud Ghazni's troops were successful in plundering Somnath temple. Immense wealth, precious stones, jewelry, about 6.5 tons of gold and the sandalwood gateway were taken away from the temple. The value of this wealth was more than 80 times of what he had collected in his first invasion. Around 5,000 Hindus were killed during this invasion. Ghazni destroyed the temple of Kangra, Mathura and Jwalamukhi also to earn the nickname of idol breaker. This is the map of Mahmud Ghazni's empire. You can see his empire was expanded from Pakistan, Afghanistan to some part of India. The other side of Mahmud Ghazni's personality was his love for learning. Great scholars like Al-Biruni, Firdausi wrote their great epics Kitab al-Hind and Shahnama under his patronage. He built many libraries, mosques, museums and a university also. After the death of Ghazni, his successors did not hold on Ghaznavid empire because of the weakness and empire was disintegrated.